So it hasn't even been a single day yet since posting my video, and unfortunately we found something wrong with our beloved 80 amp outlet box. So this is just simply a plastic box with some outlets and some breakers. There's a volt, amp, and watt and kilowatt hour meter built in, and an 80 amp main breaker. And in theory, this is perfect for off-grid systems. You connect this to a small off-grid inverter, connect some solar panels, and you're done. Like a hand truck system, you can build it in less than an hour. And with this allows you to connect all your appliances. But unfortunately, how they wired it is not adequate. And I should have caught this. I already bought a bunch of them, so it's 100% my fault. And one of the Amazon reviews caught it. It wasn't under my listing for the one I bought. It was for another one. So I ran over to my lab, I opened mine up, and it has the same wiring configuration. So get this, these are 20 amp outlets, correct? And for each 20 amp circuit breaker, we have an individual conductor. And they go out to the outlets. That looks great. But what in the world is this? The neutral conductor goes from one outlet to the one next to it, and then to the neutral bus bar. So if you have two 20 amp outlets, and they can both draw 20 amps each, that means you're gonna have 40 amps going through this little wire. And guess what? It is a 14 gauge wire. That is not adequate. And it doesn't even have the high temp rating insulation either. So this is problematic, but luckily there's a neutral bus bar and we can actually add some more conductors. But which conductor do we need? And for a 20 amp circuit, we need a 12 gauge conductor. And here's some 12 gauge Romex. So technically the proper way to do this is to run a 12 gauge conductor from the breaker out to the outlet, and then a 12 gauge conductor from the outlet to the neutral bus bar. But am I really going to be pulling 20 amps with these things? Absolutely not. But I don't want it to catch on fire. So all I'm going to do is snip this one and then connect these outlets directly to the neutral bus bar. That way I can pull 15 amps without issue. Is there a loose screw in there? A little surprise from China. And we can make it white, what it's supposed to be. So I disconnected that daisy chain connection and I added a conductor. That's good enough. Now we're just gonna push these all in there. Now, even though these smaller wires can handle 20 amps, the temperature rating of the breaker cannot handle that, and neither can the insulation. You have to use a 12 gauge conductor with a 20 amp breaker. Unless these are kind of useless because you're not protecting the wire. But am I gonna do that? No. But you should be using a 12 gauge conductor, okay? Now let's see what surprises we have in the 240 volt version. This one barely has any reviews, and it might have the same problem the other ones had. And they all look to be the same. I bought these from multiple listings. They ran out of stock pretty quick. Why would they do that? That is such a bad design. I can understand a 14 gauge wire, pretty common with Chinese electronics, but doing the daisy chain with two 20 amp outlets, who thought of that? That is not an engineer coming up with that. They did it here again. Are you joking me? And this one's not even attached to the DIN rail correctly. There we go. Yeah, you need to check everything in here. You would think such a simple device would be good to go, right? But no, always little surprises from China. We have a 50 amp breaker. The neutral is properly connected on this one though. And it doesn't tell us what gauge this wire is. But this does not feel large enough for 50 amps, you guys. On the EV chargers, they're 4 gauge, and what's recommended is 6 gauge. This is not a 6 gauge wire. I would not use this one. I don't mind the outlets. I can change 2 wires and whatever. Most of my loads are not going to be exceeding that. But this is dangerous. Also, this is a very small NEMA 1450. Sometimes these catch on fire with EV chargers. I even had one connected to a 32 amp Tesla charger, and even with 32 amps, I would get the over temperature warning with that adapter. That's why those 50 amp outlets that you can buy at Home Depot, you never want to touch those. You have to spend 50 bucks and get the NEMA 1450 that is made to actually handle that current. But the $10 ones, throw them in the trash. Those things are garbage. Does that look like 6 gauge to you? Absolutely not. Maybe a 10 gauge if that? Oh my gosh. Now I like using some risky stuff from China, but I'm not gonna use this one. The 240 volt one, I would skip on this. And there's more expensive ones with a metal box and they probably have a higher quality NEMA 1450. And these outlets aren't wired correctly. This is just a complete fail. But these ones, I'm gonna salvage these. These have good breakers. I might actually have to add the proper size conductor to one of these because I want one for the solar generators. That would be so nice. But is it nice if people have to rebuild the whole inside if they buy one? Now, if you guys know of a better option, I've been searching for these things for months, and this is the first one I've been able to find. So if you can find one, please let me know down below. And yeah, this is not beginner friendly. You know, this is intermediate. And I want a beginner-friendly solution so that you can use it with a small inverter. So to conclude, if you use this, please upgrade the wires, especially that daisy chain jumper. That is a huge problem waiting to happen. I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.